Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you. So my case continues. My case with all those who are enemies of my progress. All those who wish to hurt me and stop me and ruin me and defame me, kill me. The case continues. So that's what these next couple of readings are gonna be about. Okay. So let's see what does God want to share with us today. Clearly, God is my lawyer and my witness and the judge. And the executioner. Yeah. So, okay, so we got the money card falling out. And truthfully, I don't have like a, it's just valuables, like things that people value, whatever this money card. Because it could be talking about actual power. It could be money, but it could actually be talking about power. It could be talking about gifts. It could be talking about a relationship, something that somebody wants. That's what the money card represents in this deck. Okay. The underlying issue, we got the reptilians. Yeah. So it's all about the money, it's all about the power, it's all about the control. And they're willing to do anything at all to get it. They're willing to get into their reptilian energy. That's that energy, merciless energy to get it. Where are we going from here? Okay, yeah. So that's basically what my pursuers are about. Okay, because they see my power, they know what I can do, they know what I'm destined to be, the kind of power that I'm destined to have. They're trying to stop me because what I stand for and what they stand for is in direct opposition to each other. So the more I rise with my aims and my objectives, which are to make the world a better place, okay, to minimize the corruption, whilst I become successful in doing so, they automatically decline in power, in stature, okay, until they are completely, or at least 99% eradicated. That's what's happening here. Okay. I'm here to change the world into what we deserve it to be. That's my desire. No more of this posing. When we see police, we need to know that these are people that we can trust. When we have to go to court, we want to build a kind of society where we know justice will actually be served. When we send our children to school, we want to rest assured that they will be given as much of a wholesome education as is possible in a school. When you go to the doctor, we want to create the kind of society where doctors actually make their patients well and teach them how to sustain that wellness. No more of these societal norms where, in order for me to maintain my business, I have to create the problem so I can sell the solution. That is a weak mindset as a businessman and as a businesswoman. You've never ventured into what other avenues will open up for you if you choose to actually do what you advertise to the public. You do. You think that whatever you're seeing is very short-sighted and it's very minimal. And that's why whoever created these societal norms of basically criminal behavior for the sake of sustaining one's business, they are very short-sighted. They are very limited in their seeing and in their thinking, or perhaps they just want you people to be. It's not okay for you to damage your clients or damage your patients in order for you to have continued business. It's a crime. If you actually sell healing to your patients, let's look at a doctor, for example. If you actually sell healing to your patient, what comes next for you? God know that you need to sustain your family. God know that you need to have regular income. God knows this. You think that God is going to allow you to build a reality where you teach people how to care for themselves well and then leave you out in the cold? Is that what you think? That is what you think. God wouldn't do that. So it's like, in all these terrible business practices, in all these various fields, you people haven't even broken ground one yet to see what's on level 2. Because you don't want to do what you portray yourself to be honestly. So you never mastered level 1 of your field. So you keep yourself stuck in that cycle of having to damage your patients or lie to your customers, sell like mediocre products in order to have a reoccurring revenue. You chose that because you're not brave enough to see what comes next. Those of you who do find the courage to master level 1, meaning what you portray yourself to be, do that with all honesty, do that with all integrity. You will be given a gift, the gift of seeing what's on level 2. Because as you're helping your customers, you're helping yourself with knowledge growth, more doors are going to open up about your field. Like with me and my dreadlock business, nobody else out here calls themselves a surgical loctician. When people see that, they're probably thinking, what the hell does that mean? It means what it says. I've taken dreadlock care, dreadlock maintenance to another level. I use sharp tools. I use razors. I use needle and thread. I use sharp tools like a surgeon would on dreadlocks to make them as perfect looking and as strong, as durable, as ideal as my customer want them to look. Most people were not doing that when I started doing that, but it's because of my honesty. I wanted to give my clients the best of the best. So doors opened up in my mind as to how I can make that happen. And it elevated me to another level when it came to dreadlock care and dreadlock maintenance. I was doing things that people were not aware of. I was doing transformations on my clients' dreadlocks that people had never seen and people never knew were possible. Because I had an honest desire to give my clients the best of the best. It's a reflection of them, but also the work is a reflection of me. And I kept elevating. And that's why I was targeted, because I excel. Anything that I put my hand or my mind to, any field that I get involved in, I excel, I exceed. It's the same thing with these shoes. These shoes with this tiny little thing that I put at the back of the shoe. How long? For decades, they've invented these shoes. We've been wearing these shoes. And the shoes always keep slipping off our feet. Or you have to buy a really tight pair that doesn't slip at all. The way the foot is shaped, well, my foot anyway, I just made myself like a little protrusion for it to hook into my foot so it looks like a pump and it wears like a sneaker. It wears like a trainer. It doesn't slip. It doesn't flip on my foot. How many years have we had all these big names making high heel shoes, pumps? I think these are called pumps. How many years have they been making this, and their customers have been having to suffer? Something as simple as that makes all the difference. Why has nobody's mind, nobody in the industry at all, nobody's mind? After I did this, then I saw a company advertising this. I know they got it from me. You're welcome. But you all ought to be ashamed of yourself. All of you who've been making these type of shoes for all these years. Without that little protrusion, it's not a comfortable shoe. Men don't know the drama that women go through wearing those shoes to look good for them, to impress them. I bought my size. And when you buy your size in this shoe, it flips on your foot. So I had to make something that goes into my shoe, that it makes harmony with the back of my foot and the shoe. They work together. So this is what I'm saying. Y'all need to stop limiting yourselves. If you always do what you've done, you will always only get what you've always gotten. And it's about to get worse because God is calling for a cleanup of the business world. If you don't clean up your business ethics, you are going to lose a lot of money in the near future. Stop being afraid. If you're a teacher, be a great teacher. The children need to be safe with you. If you're a politician, be a good politician. The people need to be safe with you. If you're a police, be a good police. The people need to be safe with you. And all of you, I know that a big part of your issue is the small pay that you people get for doing. Basically, work that involves life and death. Y'all need to renegotiate your pay. Set a new standard. There's no reason why police should be working for pittance. Y'all need to call for more money. Every single job that you people go on, you're risking your life and your health for the communities that you serve. Why do you allow those above you to pay you shit money? That should have been handled long time ago. The basic logics of it. Police definitely deserve more money. You shouldn't have to be going into corruption and doing all type of madness on the side just to make enough money to give your family a good life when you risk your life for a living. So I understand when a lot of you decide, you know what, I don't get paid enough for this. You're right. But that should tell you you got work to do with your higher ups. Y'all need to stop being afraid. Create the kind of world that you know you deserve to live in. That's been happening for way too long. Police been getting paid fucking crumbs. Peanuts, bruv. Y'all need to look at society. I don't need to come on here and tell you people everything that need to be fixed about this society that we have subscribed and keep perpetuating. We have subscribed to it and we keep it going without changing a thing, although there's so much wrong about this society that we need to change. It's making criminals out of people who would not otherwise be attracted to doing the wrong thing. And that is not okay. I heard somebody say not every job that a police person go on is a dangerous job. Yes, it's every job. You could possibly lose your life because you may get a call out to settle a dispute. And when you get to the apartment, it's not the people who are in the fight that's the problem. Maybe they have a vicious dog there. You're a stranger on the property. Like I say, you people, your minds, you need to open your mind. You need to see reality for what it is. Y'all are too. When you're supposed to be tunnel visioned, you're not tunnel visioned. And when you are, when you're not supposed to be tunnel visioned, then you want to be tunnel visioned. You should have been tunnel visioned with your pay. But I guess you can't be tunnel vision with your pay if you're not tunnel vision about the kind of circumstances that you actually put yourself in as a police person. Don't get it twisted. The fact that you live in a society where there's mostly peace, it doesn't mean that it's gonna always be that way. You don't know what's happening. You may get called to a dispute where there's some mad scientist. Had nothing to do with the dispute that you went to fix. But this person is a science genius in making biological weapons or chemical weapons. You leave that place not how you went there. And you don't even know what's wrong with you. Human beings are getting a lot more intelligent in a lot more of the wrong things. That's the kind of society that we are creating. The intelligence that most human beings are seeking today is how to be more manipulative, how to be more of an evil genius. Because it looks like that's how to get by in this society. This is what you people are creating by allowing all this wickedness to become the norm. Oh, it's nothing personal, it's just business. No, it's not. It's not just business. It's a recipe for disaster. Business is an equal give and take. Everybody involved in the deal is happy. That's business. We negotiate until we come to an agreeable conclusion. And then we uphold what we agreed to. That's business. Don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. That's business. The other thing is criminality. It's wickedness. It's theft. It's sabotage. And it's a recipe for disaster. So my fight is against the whole system. Chanel V, the system. We got a message. So we got women only. We know the feminine energy is receptive energy, okay? But maybe it's talking about actual females. Let's find out. Women only. We got reggae. So reggae talk about consciousness. Okay. God vibes. And we got personal reading. This could be for me, and for all of you, you need to put your name where my name is. And then we got rap music. We got reptilians. We got monarchy. And then we got friend. So what the hell is that saying? Let's see. Okay. So what I'm getting so far, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck, because what I'm seeing is kind of unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm seeing what I'm seeing. We got adults at the bottom of the deck. So we got women only and reggae. So the receiving of consciousness, right? Or conscious information, meaning like the right information, not evil, but good information. So the receiving of information to put us on the right track karmically, so we stop making this recipe for disaster that we are currently making, right? So receiving the information that we need. And then we got personal reading. Well, that would be me. And then the rap music basically is the information that I'm sharing, me talking to people in their reptilian energy. Oh, okay, now this makes sense. Giving y'all the power to be in your sovereign energy, because I am your friend. So these reptilian people who created society to be as wayward and as draining as it is, they have created you to be the same. But you can take control over yourself. A monarchy is like a sovereign being. Because I'm your friend, the words that I'm saying to you is not to take your power, but to help you to use your power in the right way. Okay? Because we are adults. You understand what I'm saying? And I see what's happening. I understand what's happening. That's why I could tell you what's happening. You understand that I understand what's truly happening behind the scenes. I know that the way that society looks on the surface is not what it truly is. It's actually very disgusting when you get to know society for what it truly, truly is. It's not good. It's not good, and we're not headed in a good way. But we do have the power to turn things around if you get the right information. So with these readings, I'm getting to tell you what I stand for and show you the power that you have. They've made a monster out of you, yes, but you're not all monster. We all have a monster inside. You're not all monster. So I'm talking to the friend inside you. Okay? I know you can hear me. And I know that you know what I'm saying is true and it's right. And if you have vision, forethought, you can look ahead and see this shit is not going to be good. It's not going to be good. If we keep going about dealing with each other in the way that these reptilians taught us to, we are definitely headed for disaster. Okay? And I won't be in it with you. My business will be thriving because they're going to know when they come to my shop, they're getting value for their money. They're getting great service like they're somebody because they are somebody. And they know they can't fuck with me because I am somebody too. One hand wash the other. Shit. But I don't be hearing about y'all. Your terrible experiences if y'all don't get off of this and start acting, taking your sovereign power back to behave properly. You don't need to be a monster to be a boss in business. That has never been the case. You only get yourself hated. Okay? As soon as they find a different job, a better job with a better boss, they're gone. That's why you have to come up with all kind of contracts to trap people. If you stop being so horrible, you won't have to trap them. They'll want to stay. They like you. Y'all got everything just flipped backwards and flipped upside down and shit. Y'all need to turn this shit around properly. Shit, or don't. If you don't feel confident enough or brave enough to do so. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. So, the underlying issue, we got adults, secret agent, 144,000. So you don't even know who you are. They made a monster out of you when you're actually this. That's why you can hear me. That's why you understand what I'm saying. That's why you're feeling what I'm saying. Because you're not who they told you you are. You are who you are. So I'm here to wake you up. Don't let this world change you. You're here to do great things. We are here to lead. Don't be a little petty thief like them. The earth is no longer the devil's playground. The meek have inherited the earth. We need to do things properly. Let's show them how this thing is done. But first, you need to show yourself who you are. If you can understand me, and if you feel the way I feel, you are one of me. You are one of what I am. God sent me here to wake you up so you can stand in your power. But do it the correct way. I'm a boss, but I'm cool. Don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. Don't forget that I'm a boss and I won't have to remind you that I'm a boss. So yeah. So you're secretly one of the 144,000 and the secret agent card came out because you don't know that you are one of the 144,000. Let's read on. You are one of us. If you're hearing me, understanding me, and feeling what I'm saying to you, you are one of us. If you agree with what I'm saying, but you just don't have the courage or you don't know where to start in correcting this shit, you are one of us. You pray for what you don't have. You'll be fine. If you're afraid, let God know. Let your God know. I see the message that you sent to me, God. And I agree with it, but I need a lot of help. That's what you say to your God. I'm going to need a lot of help, please. And be honest, 100% bluntly honest about how you feel. It's scary. Let your God know that you know that it's scary. That's how you feel. It's scary and you don't really know what the future is going to hold. You don't know what is going to happen. Speak very bluntly. If you speak the truth, then you can get real answers. You can get real responses. Do not hide how you feel. Do not hide what you're thinking, because you'll only be fooling yourself. God already knows it's a big task. God already knows it's a very challenging task. It's for you to know and for you to depend on your God. So your faith will be increasing. This if you choose to embark upon this journey, if you choose to pray to your God to help you to minimize these fears so you can take the steps necessary to help to do your part in making our environment a better place. I forgot what I was about to say. But yeah, if you do that, oh yes, I remember now. If you do that, you'll be helping yourself to solidify your relationship with your God. You will learn to trust your God more. And soon situations won't bother you. You won't worry about where your next money is gonna come from. There's gonna come a point where you just know God will provide. I don't know where it's gonna come from, but I know it's gonna be here when it's supposed to be here. Or whatever I need is going to be here when it's supposed to be here. Once you start interacting with your God, you see that that's how God moves, because now you are on God's service. Whether you're a doctor or a dentist or a policeman or a policewoman or an actor or a comedian or a garbage collector or a chef, whatever you do, teacher, singer, rapper, writer, whatever you do, you're doing it in God's service. So God will provide you what you need so you could continue to do its work, because you are one of us. You will be provided with what you need. That much you can be sure of. And if you don't get what you think you need, it's because you think you need it. You don't really need it. And in my experience with God, the things that I be wanting to get, usually when I look around the house, I already have what I need. God goes before us. In my experience, that's my testimony. God is always ahead of me. Whether it's in social circumstances or in my daily life around the house, I'm never inconvenienced. It's either I have what I need or I have something to make what I need. But it calls for vision. You have to open your mind. So yeah, so you are one of us. So if you listen to the words that I'm saying and they're touching you, and you know that what I'm saying is true, and you feel the same way and you would like to do something about it, you are one of us. Now what you need to do is connect to your God and let your God show you the way. Because only God can actually protect us. Because do you know who we're going up against? Do you know who we go up against on a daily? We are here to change the world. There are people who already rule the world and they've made it into what they want it to be. They're not going to allow us to change it without a fight. That's the reality. We need God. We need God's protection. We need God's instruction. We need God's favor. It's like Charlie's Angels. We're like CIA operatives. You have to keep in contact with base. God is the base. God is Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. Yeah, we are Charlie's angels. Real life. We are not the power. We are the instrument. We are not the intelligence. We are the receptors. Okay? Yeah. So, God said, fact check the mainstream news report. So, the God said, the underlying issue is because we are adults, right? But we're secret agents, 144,000 angels. So, the reason why you can hear me and understand me is because you are one of us secretly. So God is like, if you don't believe me, go check. They told you this is who you are. They told you you're a reptilian, but that's a lie. It's a lie. You are actually one of the 144,000. You are highly blessed and highly favored. But your blessing and favor is about to run out because you're on the wrong track. It's time for you to get on the path of light. Come out of the darkness. Your time in the darkness is coming to an end. It will not work for you anymore. If it hasn't already, I'm sure you're seeing signs that everything is falling apart in your dark operations. God says because that shit is null and void. It's time for you to be who you actually are. You are one of mine, God said. I already made you to be that before you were even born. This is your destiny. This you were just passing through because now you know how things work on the other side. See, God had a man on the inside. God had a woman on the inside. God said, I had to show you what it looked like from the inside. Now it's time to come home with all that knowledge that you have gained about how things work on the other side. Because I want you to use that information to help you as you go forward. You might become some kind of counselor, not just whatever job description you have, but psychologically, you can explain to other people that walk, this wretched walk. You've walked the walk. You know what it's like. You know the advantages, you know the disadvantages. Now it's time to get on your next mission. Okay? And God say, if you don't believe that's who you are, go check. Let's see what else. Yeah, God's like, what's good? Political. What's good about you? What's the politics of you? That means like philosophically, be honest about how you feel and what you truly think about everything. You'll see that you actually don't really like, you do it because it's the norm, you do it because it's standard. But if you had a choice, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't be doing that if you had a choice. And if life wasn't boring, because peace can be kind of boring, you know what I'm saying, perfection can be kind of boring. But if I know God, and I know that I know God, because my life ain't boring and I do the right thing all day, every day. God know how to keep it interesting. Just give it a try. Just give it a try. God know how to keep us engaged. God knows how to empower us. God gave me 2% of its glory, because it's like, it would be terrible, because I know we are just the instrument. You know what I'm saying? It's not my intelligence. But, you know, it's nice to be glorified. But God was like, okay, Chanel, you can have 2% of that glory. I think that's quite generous. God could have just given me one. So God knows exactly what we need to be happy in doing the right thing, to feel fulfilled in doing the right thing, because perfection can be boring. God knows how to make us just the right amount of naughty. Just the right amount of problematic that it's not a crime against the most high. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like you have a child, and the child, you just know your child how you know your child. Like your child like pranks, or your child like to talk shit, or you know what I mean? You just know your child how you know your child, and you love your child, and that thing that's not altogether perfect about your child is, you just know your child and you love your child for who your child is. That's kind of like the relationship that I have with the Most High. Like when me and God be talking, and I be doing something out the way, I be like, well, that's how you made me. So yeah, you shouldn't have made me like that then. I know that we have some responsibility as well to take care of our personas, but at the end of the day, you did make me like that. You made me kind of crazy. Okay? I like it though. Okay? So, yeah, God knows exactly what we need to still feel fulfilled on the side of right. Because I'm not a boring chick. I'm a questionable chick. Like people would look at me and think, like, are you really a woman of God? You talking about doing your own porn and putting it out there for the whole world to see, doing porn with your husband? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm on the borderline of righteousness and unrighteousness. Because with that, why I would do that is because people need to see what real love looks like. All of the porn material out there is of people who don't know each other, they don't care about each other, or they just met each other. The energy that is produced in those scenarios where people are having sex with each other, it's a different energy. It's a completely different thing when you're with someone who y'all have had arguments and still you like each other. Y'all have had children and still you like each other. Y'all know the importance of taking care of each other's sexual needs and all these things. It's a different vibe. So yeah, I want to put it out there, because who the hell else is gonna do it? I'm not gonna ask somebody else to do it. I came up with the idea, I'll do it. I don't think it's a bad thing, because it's for educational purposes. How are you gonna know what it looks like if you've never seen it? It's a total different energy that gets produced in these different type of porn, and they're just dead. The porn that's out there is all dead and ratchet and surface level. There's nothing appealing. It titillizes your genitals, but that's it. It may get you horny or whatever, but that's it. It doesn't touch you in your deeper parts. I know what I'm talking about. When the time comes and I get my husband and we do our porn and we put it out there, you gonna see how it's gonna change the world. And it's gonna change the porn industry, because a lot of their little stupid porn that they got out there right now that is so highly recognized and revered, it's gonna blow them out the water. When people see what real sex is supposed to be like, they're gonna be that surface level shit is gonna be less appealing. We gonna show them that y'all been missing out with all these one night stands and randomly meeting people and fucking and what. That's all y'all do is fuck. Y'all don't actually have sex. And worse yet, y'all don't have no tantric sex. There's no electricity when y'all are having sex. Y'all sex is dead. So yes, I am a woman of God, but it will be my pleasure to show the world what God's sex look like. Because they claim say we boring. They say good girls are no fun. How so rude. I'm offended. And quite frankly, I can't wait until I do put my porn out there. Zip it, all of you. That's my fuck you to everybody who has ever said and believed that good girls are no fun. That God girls are the ones that you put in the house, but then you go out there and you express yourself with your side chick. Fuck you. You raise your side chick up high. You have all the fun with the side chick. And then you treat your wife like your wife is just another day in the neighborhood. Man, fuck you. I am it. There's no side chick that you could have that could do for you what I can do for you. You're not gonna want no side chick. And if you do, I will dump your ass, because that just means you stupid. You keep your corruption outside. A God woman must have a God man. All y'all just live in this surface level thinking, this short-sightedness. Sex is not just for pleasure. Sex is not just for reproduction. So I know me, I know why I would engage in some things that God people, regular God people, would find questionable about me. But if I do anything that you feel is questionable, feel free to ask me to explain myself. Feel free to ask me to explain my position, because I guarantee you, I've thought about it and I can. But this is what I'm saying. Reason for putting out a porn video with my husband. You see the difference? Is far-sighted. I have put a lot of thought into it. I have reasoning behind it that I think is quite noble. And I'm that type of bad woman to do that type of thing. That's why I look after myself so well. 45 years and counting, looking gorgeous. I'll be 46 this year. I look better naked than I do with clothes on. The fuck? That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. So fact check. God said, make sure that you know who you are. Who are you at your core? What do you really stand for? What do you not stand for? Don't mix up the fact that other people see who you are and what you believe in as an abomination, as if it is an abomination for real. That's why I use that porn reference just now when it comes to me, because a lot of people will see that as very questionable. A lot of people will see that as an abomination. But I'm sure with my explanation, with me going in depth about why I would do that, I'm sure a lot of you see some kind of sense in what I'm saying. And who else is going to do it? Only a woman who is tapped into God and a man who is tapped into God can have God sex. Many have never experienced or have never seen what real God sex look like. and just put another O in there. Real good sex look like. They don't know. They don't know. And because they don't know any better, they think that what they're doing is just the greatest in the world. Anywho, let's see what else about you. So yeah, God's saying you need to get to know yourself and make sure that your opinions are your own. Don't allow yourself to be governed by other people's opinions of what godliness look like. Formulate your own relationship with the divine. Okay? Keep your life interesting. Don't live somebody else's boring understanding of what godliness is. Let them fucking live it if that's what they believe. You be true to what you believe, so you don't end up hating your godly life. Let me say that again. You need to live according to what you believe. Create your own or develop your own relationship with your God as to what is acceptable and what is not. Forget about people and their opinions. Because their opinions will make you live a life that you don't want to live. And then you go and blame it on your walk with God when God didn't tell you to be that way or not be that way. You're listening to other people. Because God agrees with what I'm saying. God agrees with my porn. God agrees with my porn idea. Because God sees why I would do that. God sees why it's necessary. The way how people have taught us to see God, we need to get rid of that and develop your own relationship with your God. Your own relationship with your God. Develop your own relationship with your God. Stop allowing other people and other books, no Bible, no Quran, no nothing to tell you who your God is. You can talk to your God right now, today, in this time. Get to know your God and get to know yourself. And y'all form that beautiful bond, that beautiful friendship that nobody else understand. They don't need to. It's a personal relationship with your God, and it works for the two of you. Or how many ever of you? Because in my Godhead, there's 4 characters plus me. Okay? So represent for your God like me. Develop your own personal relationship with your God. Stop buying into other people's ideologies of what godliness is. It is boring. It is stagnating. It's a turn-off. They turn a lot of people away from seeking God and from living a godly life because of how they have described a godly life. Stop doing that. Develop your own personal relationship with your God. And you see, God is fun. God is fun. God is understanding. God is unpredictable, actually. Develop your own personal relationship with your God. So yeah. Look, the Secret Organized Crime Agency They are atheists. They don't have no God. They think they're God. That's the difference between you and them. So even though you are in your reptilian energy, you know, you observe that you are not the God. That makes you different. See how many things you're learning about yourself today? These motherfuckers, they don't have no God. They don't see no God. They don't respect God none at all. They don't recognize God none at all. They will take God out the schools. They'll take God out the church if they can. they, they'll make the Bibles and the Qurans illegal if they can. That's how far they are from God. You're not like that. You may not be as close to God as God would like you to be, or as your higher self would like to be, but at least you recognize God. Not these motherfuckers here. These motherfuckers don't recognize no God. Yeah, we got barbering their power. So the secret organized crime agency, because they don't believe in God at all, it actually cut their power. This is what I'm saying. The earth is not the devil's playground anymore. It's cutting their money, it's cutting their power, it's cutting their support, because the fool says in his heart that there is no God. The fool says in her heart there is no God. That's why they're so powerless against people like myself. Because God is like, I gave you breath. I gave you life. I created this earth. I sustain the sun and the stars and the moon that you can't wait to do your magic on. I know this blue moon is coming up. I'd imagine there's gonna be some weird times around that time. I did all of that and you still don't want to recognize me. You're rude. You're very rude. And for that, I'm gonna raise up some people that are bigger than you. I'm gonna raise up some regular people and I'm gonna make them more powerful than you just to hurt your bumbleclad feelings. How about that? Hello. God said, I'm gonna show you exactly how much of a God I am. I'm gonna raise up some little nobodies. And I'm gonna raise them up higher than you. I'm gonna take some little nothings and turn them into big deals. Hi. Yeah, about there is no God. That's why they ain't got no power. I will not be one of them. There is a God, and it's not I. I am just a tiny particle of it. Shit. I am not the intelligence of intelligences. None at all. I couldn't survive without it. God is worthy to be praised. God is worthy to be acknowledged. God is worthy to befriend. Shit. Oh, you crazy people. Okay, God want me to dig some more. Oh, hang on. Crazy people. Crazy people. Crazy people. Crazy people. Crazy people. Crazy people. And they say I'm crazy. Yeah, God said, because y'all don't believe that there's no God, that's why I'm going to cut your power, I'm going to cut your money, I'm going to cut your resources, I'm going to cut your support, I'm going to cut everything. Because you're rude. You're ungrateful. So yeah. Then we got here, lactation demon. See, that's what they're locked into. They're locked into that demon energy. God is like, I didn't make this on evil. I didn't do all of this out of hate. Why do you want to subscribe to that type of energy? I first showed you love, God said. I created all this marvelousness. And I created you so you can enjoy this marvelousness. And you choose to, in reciprocation, which is not reciprocation, but in turn, you choose to give a whole bunch of demonic shit, a whole bunch of hate for the love that I gave to you. That's rude. Very rude. We got Goddess, Anunnaki, Temple of the Jew. So, the Here Industry Collective. So what God is saying with this part is, at least stand in the middle. Goddess energy is receptive energy, feminine energy. At least receive a middle ground. You just all the way over on the other side about there is no God. God say all this reptilian energy, just I'd rather you be in the middle. It'll be an improvement for you, you Jews, and those who support these demons. Wait. Jews who say they are Jews that are not, but are actually of the synagogue of Satan. Them Jews I'm talking about. When y'all hear me talk negative things about Jews, I'm talking about them Jews. Not the other Jews that actually are trying to live a righteous life. I'm talking about those who claim that they are Jews, but are not, but are actually of the synagogue of Satan. Them Jews. Yeah? So God is saying, at least if y'all go into your Anunnaki energy as a collective, it will help you. Yeah, make that the popular thing. But no, y'all on straight demon time. Y'all on straight godlessness. Make it popular. Yeah. You see, your major corporation, when you go about your daily business, at least be in your Anunnaki energy. At least then I could bless you a little bit. But you want to be on a straight no God vibes, I'm not going to bless you at all. I'm going to keep cutting everything that you hold so high and dear to your heart. I'm going to keep cutting your money, cutting your power, cutting your influence, cutting your support, cutting your good reputation. I'm going to keep cutting until you get into this energy. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that there is a God. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that there is a God, or you can expect total annihilation. God will keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting until you recognize God. When you've had enough of losing, you recognize God. Get on your knees and tell me you love me. Yeah, your secret society. Let's see what else. Open conversation for God. Get on your knees and tell me that you love me. How about there is no God? No God? I'm going to show you no God. How about that? So this is a message for those of you who are one of the 144,000 angels too, who refuse to find a way to get out of your reptilian energy. God will keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting until you also confess that there is a God. You acknowledge God. You employ God. in going forward, how much we receive depends on how much God can use us. Because if you're all about your selfishness, you don't need a lot. But if you're about the wider population, if you're about your fellow brothers and sisters, if you're about healing the earth, then you need a lot. So when y'all see people like me with a lot, is because I have intentions, instructions, aims, and objectives to do a lot. That's why I'm giving a lot. It's not because God likes me more than you. It's because God can use me more than God can use you. And I get bigger pay as well. So even what is just mine is still going to be more than what you got. Because of my sacrifice. In the army of God. I'm an officer of God's law. You see that? Yeah. So don't be jelly. So open conversation to God. That'll bring about your health. You see? Get on your knees and tell me you love me. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that God is real. Then your health can improve. Love. Muslim energy. God energy. Allah energy. Now you're dancing right. Now you're moving right. Now you're moving right in how you interact with life. It's better than being in that reptilian energy. Anunnaki energy is like, sometimes I do right, sometimes I do wrong. Reptilian energy is, I'm straight cold, I'm straight hate everything and everybody. I will do things even to my own detriment. That's reptilian energy. And Nephilim energy is me. People like me. Humble. But we'll cut your head off if you fuck around, because you deserve it. Anunnaki, they might cut your head off. They might let you keep your head. But the chances of them cutting your head off unexpectedly, it's considerably higher than you chilling with a Nephilim. The Nephilim, you can be sure that your head gonna be safe if you don't fuck with us. The Anunnaki, depends on their reason. They just might say, you know what, it's nothing personal, it's just business. The reptilian, they ain't even going shit. They just walk past you on the street and just take your head off and keep going. You see? God is like, that's too much. If you're even in your Anunnaki energy, at least I could talk to you a little bit. Help you to stop making some of them bad decisions before you make them. But if you're in reptilian energy, you don't want to hear no God at all. You know, see them say that there's no God. No God. At least if you're in your Anunnaki energy, you might get talked out of making some stupid life decisions. So God want those who are in the reptilian energy to at least go into your Anunnaki energy, because you're gonna make God have to kill you. It's like, if you're gonna be a menace to society and you don't care, shit, forget cutting your money and your power. How about I just cut your lifespan? Yeah. What you put out is what you will get back. How many times have we told you people this message? Somebody need to hear it again. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that God is real. Yeah, man, fix your mind. Fix your mind. Hair dressing. Don't just fix your hair, fix your mind. We the people. We are family, we are one. You're not better than anybody else. And I'm not better than anybody else. Nobody's better than anybody else. There's God And then there's all of us. And what put anybody on the next level is those who don't listen to God. If you listen to God, then you're on level 2. If you don't listen to God, then obviously you can't be on the same level with people who do listen to God. You won't be on level 3. And that's why I'm at a higher ranking than most of you. Not because I'm trying to exalt myself. I'm telling you the facts. I listen to God. I sacrifice a whole lot, meaning there's a lot that I would love to have that I stay away from because of the higher good. All day, every day. That's real circumcision. That is the type of circumcision that God wants us to subscribe to. It's not cutting off our children's penis head or penis skin, foreskin. The real circumcision that God talks of is us knowing and disciplining ourselves to cut out what need to cut out. That's real circumcision. That's the type of circumcision that please God. Us making adult-like decisions, healthy decisions. All day, every day, in every area of our life. Because we are responsible adults. Or else we make foolish mistakes and we live with regrets. And then it take a while to clean up some of the shit that we be doing. Shit, we made our choice. So you can either, when you're making your steps, try and step correct. Or you can step carelessly and then have to clean the shit up afterwards. Your choice. So yeah, we the people, we are all superstars. That's what I'm saying. There's God and then there's all of us. All of us. So all those who think they run society, you are we the people too. You just know how to fool people into thinking that you are above us. People carry out those beliefs on your behalf. But you can't fool me. Because I can see you're not that smart. First of all, you're godless. That's not a good look on you. That is not a good look. There's nothing to admire about you being godless. There's nothing to be proud of. How do you explain earth, air, water, fire? How do you explain that? How do you explain the spirit if there is no God? How do you explain the sun and the moon and the cycles? How do you explain the body being able to heal itself? How do you explain all these bushes and whatnot all over the place? All these trees and animals and whatnot that we can use for healing and things. How do you explain all that? A big bang? What the fuck went bang? What is so perfect to go bang and make such precision? Creation is too perfect for it to be a random happening that brought it into existence. Y'all need to talk foolishness to fools. Don't try it with me. Talk foolishness to those who want to be fools. Don't try it with us. Shit. Are we done here, my dear? Yes. See? Last card I'm going to show you is the interpretation card. So it's up to you how you want to see yourself. But God said, we the people are all superstars. If you don't see yourself as being worthy, if you don't see yourself as being on the same level as these people who try to convince us that they are above us and they are the rule makers and they are the ones who call the shot and the earth is their playground, then that's your business. But they're not going to fool me. They're not gonna fool me. I know who I am. I'm a sovereign being. And I have the power to make this world into what I want it to be just as much as they do. That's it. I don't want to live in a world where it's just corruption every fucking where I go. I find that to be offensive and disheartening. I don't want to live in a world where I'm surrounded by a bunch of sad people because they're not happy with their life. Sadness is contagious. Happiness is equally contagious. I choose happiness. I choose success, my success, and I choose other people being successful based on their own hard work, based on their own efforts, though. I like people who like to work for what they want, people who put in the time to get the knowledge and the practice, people who are not afraid to go to God in prayer. Those are my people. People who are even afraid to go to God, but you overcome your fears and you try God anyway. Those are my people. Because everybody's at different stages of their personal development. So yeah, life is what we make it. Yes, and that brings us to the end of this one. So I thank you guys so much for joining me here today. We got the handy dandy letter deck coming next. Well, tomorrow we got another code. So that's gonna be the reading for tomorrow. Thought I could get through it today, but nah. So tomorrow, get your pens and your book. Yeah, we need some pen and paper so we can write down the message. Yeah. So I love you guys. Take care. Until next time. Bye bye.